that green light. Give me that green light, Maine. Give me that green light. Give me that green light, Maine. Give me that green light. Give me that green light, Maine. Give me that green light. Give me that green light, Maine.
Tonight's Greenlight Maine is sponsored by Maine Technology Institute, investing in innovation for a prosperous Maine.
Good evening. Welcome to Greenlight Maine. I'm your host, Julene Gervais, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. This is an outstanding show for the state of Maine. It gives you at home an inside look at the great things happening with Maine's economy, and it helps entrepreneurs expand their businesses by competing for the $100,000 grand prize. We are showcasing 26 successful companies this season, and tonight you will meet 2 of them, but our judges will only choose 1 to move on to the next round. So let's meet our judges. They are experienced members of the Maine business community. I'd first like to welcome Brian Whitney, who is president of Maine Technology Institute. Tell us a little bit about MTI.
Yeah, so MTI helps entrepreneurs and businesses who are engaging technology, and we provide them funding and we provide them connections to help them grow profitable enterprises in the state.
Nice. And next we have Deb Newman, who is president of Bangor Region Chamber of Commerce. Just tell us a little bit about the chamber.
Sure, thank you. We serve more than 800 member businesses throughout 21 communities in the Bangor region. And every day we just try to help our members find success in the region and also to create an environment that attracts new business and grows existing business and attracts people who want to come in and live in the Bangor region.
Nice.
So it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Great. And our final judge is Steve Levesque. And please give us your title, because I know I'll mess it up, and tell us about the Brunswick Landing.
Well, I'm the executive director of the Mid-Coast Regional Redevelopment Authority, which is redeveloping the former Naval Air Station at Brunswick, creating Brunswick Landing, which is titled Maine Center for Innovation, and we're creating, helping create a new economy for the state of Maine.
Great. Well, welcome all of you. And it's time for our first pitch of the evening. We are talking fresh veggies, and I'd like to welcome Forager with David Stone and Michael Yang. Whenever you're ready, go for it.
Thank you. Food is the largest industry in the world, and it's undergoing profound change, driven by consumers who want to eat healthier, fresher, and more local. Local food is moving from a niche market to a very large market. After a long decline of independent farms, we're seeing a resurgence. In fact, in Maine, 1,000 new farms have been started in the last 10 years, mostly by people under 35 years of age. Forager is at the center of this sea change. I'm a successful entrepreneur. I co-founded CashStar, one of Maine's most successful tech companies that issued $2 billion last year in value. I catalyzed the change from plastic to digital gift cards. Now I'm turning my attention to helping the market shift to local food.
And I'm Michael, a recent graduate of Bowdoin College, and I joined Forager a little over a year ago because, like for many of my friends in my generation, its mission to make local food more widely available for everyone really resonated with me. So let's talk about local food. Local food market is very large and growing very fast. It reached $15 billion last year, and it's growing at 25% every year. 64% of the consumers say they will switch grocers to buy in-season local produce.
Yet local food is only 3% of our total national consumption.
What's holding us back?
The sourcing process for wholesalers and grocers is extremely complex. If I'm a grocer or wholesaler and I'm sourcing from a single distributor, it works pretty well. If I'm working with 20, 30, or 40 independent farms, it's woefully inefficient, expensive, and time-consuming, costing up to 10% of my total food costs.
It simply cannot scale, so enter Forager. Forager on the front end can streamline the ordering process by bringing together all the farms and suppliers into one e-commerce platform, so wholesale buyers can place orders to multiple farms in just a few clicks. And on the back end, we digitize the receiving, invoicing, and payment process, therefore saving up to $20 per order by reducing times. And one of our buyers saved up to 8% in their costs in local sourcing.
So we've done really well since we launched the company commercially just 4 months ago. We now have 14 distributors and grocers on the platform, over 100 farmers and suppliers across Maine and New Hampshire. We've done $600,000 of local sourcing through the platform. I expect we'll do $1 million this year. We'll likely do $10 million next year, and it's going fantastic. So I'm going to wrap up. It's a big market. It's a really important market. We're seeing great adoption of our product. We're solving a real problem. I'm a very successful entrepreneur, as you may know. I've raised $1 million so far. We need more money so we can expand and make a real difference. And we can put Maine back on the map. We were once real leaders in aquaculture and agriculture, and we can become a hub for local food and agricultural technology, bring back great jobs, and bring a lot of money into the state. So let's do it together.
Nice job. Okay, let's start with you, Brian.
Great. So, quick question. I'm trying to understand the revenue model here. So, how do you make money off of your platform? So
we have some paying customers already. So we have a proof point. We charge the grocer or the distributor, the wholesaler, 2.5% because we're saving them 8 to 10%. And as the model matures and we become more of a matchmaker or a broker for farmers to increase their business, we'll take a commission. Or also importantly, if they have excess food, which they do, they leave food in the ground, or they have seconds, we'll offer them a place to sell their excess products.
Okay, Deb.
I love this idea. I think it's fantastic. It's something that we're trying to do more of in this region, so I will be following up. My question is, if you were the winner of the Greenlight Maine money, what would you do with it?
Yeah, so we're only 4.5 people, right? Because we're bootstrapping, even though it sounds like we have a lot of money. We know we have an idea that's working. It's getting a lot of acceptance and resonance in the market. As an aside, just really quickly, I know we don't have much time. Fast Company magazine?
Yeah.
No? Okay.
I'm sorry.
Fine.
I want to make sure that Steve...
we will expand and scale in the rest of New England and nationally.
Real quick, Steve.
Great concept. How do you manage the quality of to the buyer from the multiple producers that you have?
Yeah, it's a good question, Steve. So we're not responsible for quality control. We're not a distributor. The buyers either have existing relationships, trusted relationships that are complex and a waste of time with all the paperwork. So we're not, validating or certifying the producer.
Thank you so much. We got to take a quick break, but we're talking resources from the state of Maine with Brian when we come back. Please stay with us.
Greenlight Maine would like to thank the Maine Department of Economic and Community Development, the Maine DECD, helping businesses and communities prosper.
I'm George Gervais, Commissioner of the Maine Department of Economic and Community Development. At the department, we work tirelessly to improve Maine's competitiveness. If your business needs help navigating through red tape and regulations, or is looking to invest or expand, our team of governor's account executives is a great resource. Government can't create jobs. It's our goal to become your partner, making Maine a better place to visit, study, and invest.
Are you trying to increase sales? At Dream Local Digital, we've been helping businesses using Facebook, Google, and other online tools for over 8 years. We're experts at helping small businesses because we work with them nationwide.
Dream Local publicizes the important part of me and what I stand for and what Archers is about.
We'd love to help you grow your business as well. Give us a call today.
Please join us to find vital information on our website at greenlightmaine.com and be a part of our vibrant community on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Together, we're building Maine's future, one dream at a time.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. The state of Maine has a lot of resources for small businesses, and today's sponsor conversation is with the president of Maine Technology Institute. Joining me now is Brian Whitney. Thank you for being here, and can you just talk about what you do most often for companies?
Sure. Just briefly, so MTI is publicly funded private nonprofit, and our core mission is to help diversify and grow Maine's economy. And we do that by encouraging, promoting, stimulating, and supporting innovation that leads to the development of new products, new processes, companies, and ultimately quality jobs for Mainers.
Excellent. And a lot of the contestants that have come through here I've been hearing them talk, and they've all said that they've had some conversations with you and that you have been very helpful, you and your team, and they're looking forward to, finding out more and getting educated on all MTI has to offer.
Yeah, we've got a number of programs that are really helpful for entrepreneurs and business owners, from $5,000 Tech Start grants to help entrepreneurs do some basic business planning around their innovative concept, to seed grants to help them do proof of concept work and prototype development, all the way up to development loans, $500,000 to help them achieve commercialization and revenue and take their products to market.
Great, and we have a nice video on more on what MTI does. Let's have a look.
1864, Lincoln, Maine. Young Alvin Lombard messes around the family sawmill thinking there's got to be a better way. So he builds a model wood splitter, powers it with water, and cuts cucumbers. Years later, he's blacksmithing, still thinking there's got to be a better way. Again there is. The Lombard Steam Log Hauler. Revolutionary. That's innovation. That's Maine. We're not just lobsters and lighthouses. No. We're, how do we haul more lobsters? How do we build better lighthouses? The times have changed. Our mindset hasn't. Yesterday, today, tomorrow, faster, stronger, more efficient. There's got to be a better way. Ocean Renewables Power Company, Eastport. The question is, how do we tap into the Bay of Fundy and turn it into usable energy? 100 billion tons of water, in and out every 12 hours. A giant engine piston, powered by the moon. The force of 8,000 locomotives. Clink, South Portland, making it easier than ever to recycle cans and bottles. Bag it, tag it, drop it, done. They're processing hundreds of thousands of units a day, saving energy, closing the loop. Jackson Labs, Bar Harbor, thousands of mice, hundreds of researchers, solving the world's most complex medical conundrums. Cancer, birth defects, HIV, diabetes. At MTI, we're not just imagining, we're investing in Maine, in the future, providing money and mentorship to thousands of people and projects. 7 technology sectors, all 16 counties, $150 million. Mountains, farms, ocean, trees, wind. We're everywhere, believing in everything, committed to forward progress, fostering growth, changing lives, helping those who know there's got to be a better way.
Coming up next on Greenlight Maine, we're going to show you how banking and farming can go hand in hand in our second pitch. Please don't go away. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Lori LaChance, president of Thomas College. Our graduate and undergraduate programs prepare you for success in your personal and professional life and for leadership and service in your community. I know firsthand the value of a Thomas degree. My Thomas MBA completely changed the trajectory of my career, giving me opportunities I would never have had without it. Thomas College provides a great education that is personal, relevant, affordable, and guaranteed.
I'm Michael Bork, President and CEO of MEMIC, where all of us want Maine to be a great place to start and grow a business. Over 25 years, MEMIC has led a reduction in workplace injuries of 40% in Maine, cutting the cost of workers' comp in half. Workplace safety is our passion because when people are safe, businesses succeed. And when Maine businesses succeed, Maine succeeds.
MEMIC, proud sponsor of Greenlight Maine, growing Maine one dream at a time. For more information about the presenters and panelists on all the Greenlight Maine shows, visit greenlightmaine.com.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. It can be difficult for the local farmer to go to a bank and get a loan. Well, our next pitch has a solution for that. I would like to introduce Sam May and Scott Buddy from Maine Harvest Project Group. Whenever you're ready, just go for it.
Hi. I think we all know that Maine's local food economy is really strong and it's growing. Maine's small farms and food producers have really put the state on the map in terms of quality and sustainability. But if you talk to them, like you heard, you'll find that they have trouble accessing the capital they need to grow. They have trouble finding people who will lend to them. I'm Scott Buddy, this is Sam May, and we're here to present Maine Harvest Credit Project, the first and only credit union focused solely on a local food economy right here in Maine. We think that if we can really fill that financing need, we can help the whole sector to thrive.
Thanks, Scott. So let's just hear from a couple of farmers and potential customers about what the financing gap is. Sarah Smith, whose family runs an organic, multi-generation organic dairy farm in Skowhegan, says, and I quote, "The biggest challenge we have had is access to capital." And this is Aaron Bell. Aaron is from the Bell family and Tide Mill Farm on Passamaquoddy Bay. His children are the 9th generation of that farm. And Aaron says it's challenging to get the whole picture to a lender who can understand what it is we are trying to do. So these are just two of the scores, up to hundreds of farmers that we've met with, farmers and food producers that we've met with around the state, and we hear the same thing from them, access to capital.
Right.
So also, let's do a little bit of background, and just, so I grew up in Rockport in the 1950s, and I grew up working on a dairy farm, and I clearly remember in the late 50s when I was 6 years old, helping the farmer make deliveries with milk. By the time I was in junior high school in 1965, I spent the summer removing rocks from a cow pasture to make Goose River Golf Course. Chet Cripps's viability as a dairy farmer was over, and he had to give up his dairy farm and operate a golf course.
But that really started to change in the 70s, and starting in the late 70s, the number of farms in Maine started to go up, and gradually the average age of Maine farmers, unlike the rest of the country, started to go down. Why? Well, there were two key institutions in Maine, MOFGA and the Maine Farmland Trust. And between them, they've trained hundreds of enterprising young farmers, and they preserved tens of thousands of acres of Maine farmland.
Yes, and like MOFGA and Maine Farmland Trust, our vision is for Maine Harvest to become a cornerstone institution in the state of Maine. Over the next 20 years, we hope to be able to help close a $90 million financing gap for access to farmland and critical business loans for food entrepreneurs.
And we're going to be a specialized institution, really focused just on the needs of this sector. So no auto loans, no day-to-day banking activities. We'll have a very specialized loan officer, one that's focused on the risks and the opportunities of lending in this sector. And through one office in central Maine, our customers will also be able to use the shared ATMs and branches of the 59 credit unions in Maine.
Excellent.
Yes.
Thank you very much. I just have one quick question. So there is nothing like this in the entire country right now?
No.
And you're the first of its kind?
We would be the first one.
Very unique.
Yeah.
Okay. Brian, let's start with you.
Yeah. So how do you capitalize a new credit union?
Sure. Credit unions are cooperatives under U.S. law, and starting them really requires grants to start. So you get grants to start, and once you're up and running, you can then bring in deposits like a credit union or bank could.
We've secured $1.4 million in grants to date.
Great.
Deb?
What is your experience running credit unions, establishing credit unions, working in a credit union?
Go ahead.
Well, we've both worked in financial services our entire careers. I've worked in banking, very similar to credit unions, in a wide range of capacities. Sam's worked in a number of financial services positions that are directly related, and we've now worked with credit unions the past 4 years in working on the project.
Steve?
As you know, one of the biggest issues with lending is assessing risk.
Exactly.
And so, how do you differentiate yourselves with respect to evaluating risk of a particular farm operation?
Right. We're going to be a statewide credit union. We have a loan committee. We have a very senior loan officer. It's our intention to be able to own by concentrating and focusing on the complete state of Maine and what's going on in the local food economy now, that we can have a better global look at what the whole picture is in Maine and where the pockets of success are, where the pockets of struggle are, and be able to make better risk-adjusted assessments and be able to provide credit on that basis.
Okay, nice job. And we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to hear what our judges have to say. So please stay with us.
Furniture for Greenlight Maine is provided by Thomas Mosier Furniture, handmade American furniture since 1972.
For almost 25 years, MaineBiz has been providing business news, information, and analysis for business owners and C-level executives in Maine. From Fort Kent to Kittery, MaineBiz serves the decision makers of Maine across multiple channels, including its flagship print digital publication, website, events, daily report, real estate insider, and weekly newsletter. Let MaineBiz help your business succeed. Inform, engage, connect.
In 1972, Tom Moser committed his life's work to craft, and 4 decades later employs 70 fine craftsmen and women in our shop in Auburn, Maine. With showrooms and customers from coast to coast and numerous awards and accolades, Tom has firmly established himself as an entrepreneurial tour de force and has proven that a life doing what you love is indeed possible.
This year's winner of Greenlight Maine will win this handmade Thomas Mosier beacon box and $100,000. Broadcast facilities provided by NESCOM, the New England School of Communications at Husson University.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. It is judgment time. We get to hear from our judges now on what they thought of these two companies. And we learned a lot during the commercial break from both of these guys about what they're trying to do and what they're trying to accomplish for the state of Maine. Why don't we kick it off by talking about Forager? Yeah.
Turn it to Steve.
We'll send it to the table.
Well, I liked what they're trying to do and trying to connect small farmers to the marketplace and to buyers. I think that that's a really compelling argument to help grow and sustain small growers in the state of Maine.
Right. So, like, just to put simply, let's say Hannaford. They're going to click online to all these local growers where they're going to buy local produce. That's kind of what it's kind of like linking the two together.
Yeah, it's matchmaking service really for growers and buyers. And that's an issue that we've seen in the Bangor region, that there's really a need for that. So I recognize that need, and I really like their pitch. I think that they've got the right team in place to pull this off and be successful. I think there's real opportunity there. And I'm also thinking about where can the money have the most impact? And I think that the Greenlight Maine money could really be impactful to moving that business forward.
Yeah, I think both projects tonight were great. Really speaks to the strength of our agricultural sector in the state and the local vor movement, where everybody wants to buy local foods.
Absolutely.
And so I'm really excited about that. And I agree with Steve and Deb as well. That I think the Forager model is a strong one, and I think that that it's definitely something that will benefit the state of Maine from an impact standpoint.
Sure. And Maine Harvest, I mean, they definitely bring a lot to the table. The Wall Street bankers, they have a ton of banking experience. They know what they're doing. They seem to have a very good plan in place. They're just raising capital right now. So it's just a matter of time there, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously there's a real strong need to have capital access, flexible capital access for farmers. That's different than other types of businesses, and I think recognizing that difference is, I think, important to the market.
And they also have a great team with a lot of experience, and I think we were talking a bit about this. They will probably be able to raise the capital on their own through other resources and sources. I think it's a great concept, and I think they'll be able to pull it off without this funding.
Right, sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's impressive that they've raised $1.4 million already, so really good stuff.
So if they were to come back to the finals, what would you be looking for them to really either convince you or change your mind even?
I think the key point for me is, does it create a positive activity? I mean, is it a profitable business that's going to result in those small farmers being able to survive longer and being able to develop a sustainable program going forward? I mean, sustainability is the key.
Sure.
And I'd like to hear more about competition from Forager in terms of current competition and the potential for future competition. Because if they're successful with this platform, why can't somebody else take that concept and start their own? So how will they really develop that niche in the marketplace and
how are they
sustain
going to
that?
set themselves apart from any competition?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And one last quick comment, Brad.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay, sounds good.
Gee, all right.
Good teamwork, guys. Okay, we are going to take a short break, and when we come back, find out who gets the green light and who's moving on. Stay with us.
As a leader in Maine and New England in providing integrated accounting, consulting, and tax services to clients large and small, the team at MacPage has proven to provide innovative solutions to help us better meet our clients' needs. We enjoy the people we serve and care about the work we do. The success of our business is based upon our ability to develop quality relationships, one client at a time. MacPage. Accessible, approachable, accountable.
Are you trying to increase sales? At Dream Local Digital, we've been helping businesses using Facebook, Google, and other online tools for over 8 years. We're experts at helping small businesses because we work with them nationwide.
At Horch Roofing, we pride ourselves on doing quality roofs, not social media and direct marketing. That's why we hire the professionals at Dream Local.
We'd love to help you grow your business as well. Give us a call today.
Please visit greenlightmaine.com to follow the progress of your favorite entrepreneurs and find information and resources about becoming an entrepreneur yourself.
Welcome back to Greenlight Maine. We really want to hear from you, so please visit us on Facebook and tell us who you think should be moving on to the next round of competition. We heard 2 outstanding pitches tonight, Forager and Maine Harvest Credit Project. And it's a tough one, but we got to find out who's moving on to the next round. So judges, who's it going to be? And tonight's winner is Forager. Congratulations to Michael and David. They are moving on in the competition. Well, that will do it for us tonight. There are so many different ways you can be involved with the show, so please visit us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And check us out on greenlightmaine.com for more information on the show or if you're looking to expand your business. Thank you so much for joining us here on Greenlight Maine, and we hope to see you right back here next week after Bill Green's Maine on WLBZ2 and WCSH6. Have a great night. Congratulations. Nice job. Congratulations.
Greenlight Maine has been brought to you by Maine Technology Institute, investing in innovation for a prosperous Maine. Greenlight Maine would not be possible without the support of all of our corporate sponsors. Thank you.
Greenlight Maine has been a paid-for presentation by the Portland Media Group.